Hi everyone, welcome back. So today we're exploring an important and often misunderstood aspect of spiritual growth, the feeling of isolation that can occur during a spiritual awakening. If you found yourself feeling alone and disconnected from those around you, know that you're not alone in the experience. Let's dive into why isolation happens and how it can be an important part of your spiritual journey. But before we do that, I want to talk briefly about what a spiritual journey is, at least to me. A spiritual awakening is a profound shift in your consciousness where you become more aware of your deeper self, also known as your inner self, your purpose, and your connection to the universe. It's a transformative process that often challenges old belief and encourages growth. This awakening can lead to heightened senses of awareness and a desire for a more authentic and meaningful experience. Why isolation occurs. Isolation during a spiritual awakening can happen for several reasons. As you awaken, your perspectives and priorities may change, leading to a sense of disconnection from those who don't share or understand your new insights. You may feel that your old social circles no longer align with your evolving values, causing you to naturally withdraw. Additionally, the introspective nature of spiritual growth often requires solitude to process your new thoughts and emotions. And as you go down this road, this is where I talk about your current friends, and I said about your old social circles. They're going to go away. You're going to be alone. You're going to meditate. You're going to start finding new things that inspire you. And as you do that, new people will come into your life. And that's important to remember, that this isolation most of the time is short, but it can go on longer if you need more time. Everyone's journey is different. And the purpose of this isolation period serves a critical purpose in your journey. It provides the space needed for deep introspective and self-discovery. During this time, you can explore your true self, free from external influences and expectations. Isolation allows you to shed layers of conditioning and connect with your inner self, fostering personal growth and spiritual clarity. I have said on this channel a few times that when I left my old job and I went out on the road and I started to travel, was one of the most important pivotal points in my life, because I didn't realize my old life was bringing me down as bad as it was. I didn't realize that the friends I had, the people I was associating with, going out all the time, and it was all causing me to create this downward spiral of a life. And I was living on low vibrations, and we've talked about this before. Everything is frequency. So if I'm living down here, I'm going to create more of it. Hold on, I want to quote something from someone, but I don't remember her name, so give me a second. Oh, I remember now. So Reverend Meg, a happy medium, said the other day, you know how we have the algorithm for all our social media accounts? Well, law of attraction works like an algorithm. Whatever we hit like to, we get more of. So every time we're going out and we're around all those negative people and we're surrounding ourselves with that, we're hitting the like button, and we're just bringing more of it to us. And I thought that was such an ingenious metaphor for our life, that how we can create how it is created, because it puts it in terms that most of us, I'd say 99% of us, understand the algorithm and how algorithms work. The more you watch something, the more you get more of it back on your feeds and everything. Exactly what I was doing. And me being able to go out on the road and get away from everyone, that's why I put that part in there about conditioning, because it's very true. I didn't realize how much society has conditioned me to be a certain way, to act a certain way, to talk a certain way, to think a certain way. I need to go out all the time to be popular. I need to make sure I'm spending X amount of money on clothes, and I need to make sure I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And it doesn't have to be like that. And whenever you start down your spiritual journey, embracing solitude. Embracing solitude is a part of your awakening that can be transformative. Instead of viewing isolation as loneliness, seize an opportunity for self-care and renewal. Use this time to engage in practices that nourish your soul, such as meditation, yoga, and creative pursuits. Solitude can be a sacred space where you connect with your passions or reconnect with them and gain insights into your life's purpose. I put this in here, and I would say this is where I'm really at in a lot of ways, because especially today I was meditating and I was like, I want to start creating again. That's why if you notice today, it's New Year, so I posted 2 meditation videos today. And this is going to be my 3rd video, and I'm probably going to film a couple more after that before I go back to work tomorrow night. I want to take this time and create. I want to take this time and build this channel and make it something, so I can start taking the time off and taking photos and doing photography and doing the things that I love to do. For many years, I fell into that trap of, oh, you can't do that because it's not realistic. People that are artists, they can't make a living off of it. Many people do. Some don't, but a lot of people do. And I think if you have a balance of, you have your job and you do your stuff on the side, and if and when it takes off, then I think you can move into it smoothly. I think it can be a nice transition over to it. Whatever your passions are that people told you that you can't do or you shouldn't do, forget them. Do what makes you happy. In the last year, 2024, big lessons I learned. 1, what got you here will not necessarily get you over here. There's going to be a shift. There's going to be a change. There's going to be something that moves you from this point to this point. And that's why I thought this video was important, because everyone talks about this isolation period, but no one really explains it. And I wanted to really dive into this today to talk about it and how it's transformed my life and gave me the ability and the courage to be who I am. I'm doing everything because I want this channel to be all-inclusive. I don't care if you are completely Christian. I don't care if you are something else, whatever. There is so many different things to describe. I don't care. As long as you're happy, you're trying to build your life, and you're trying to do the things that make you a better person, and you ask God and you bring whatever to the table, that's fine. And I hope whatever it is works for you, and it makes you stronger, and it makes you have another day instead of you being depressed. Whatever your practice is, it makes you happy and pulls you out of your depression, and it just builds you up. During a spiritual awakening, navigating relationships can be particularly challenging. It's important to communicate openly with loved ones about your experiences and needs. Make sure you set boundaries and stick to them. Some relationships may evolve, while others naturally fade away. Trust that this process is aligning your life with your true self, and your new connections will emerge that resonate with your awakening perspective. This is where it's important to talk openly, pray to Source for guidance, write down how you feel about a particular person, how they're making you feel. If the person is not there building you up and there's someone that is hypercritical of you, you need to cut ties with them. This time, this part of your spiritual awakening is about you. It's okay to be selfish, because right now you got to take care of yourself. This is where the healing comes in. This is where all that trauma from your past is going to resurface. You're going to start dealing with it slowly. There will be days that it comes in like a flood, and other days it just sprinkles down on you. Make the decision that the most important thing at this point in your life, you need to do what you need to do. You may find that, say it's a romantic relationship and the person isn't being nice to you, and you're like, you know what? I don't like how you're treating me. This is not I don't accept this. I reject this reality. And if you cannot respect me and talk to me and discuss things with me in a manner that is healthy, then I'm sorry, you're gonna have to go. And that makes me sad because I really care for you. I really love you and I do like having you in my life. But this right here that we're doing right now, it can't be, and stick to it. That goes with family, friends, parents. A lot of the times, even if you separate from someone, it doesn't have to be a permanent separation. It can be. I would say there's like 2 or 3 friends I had to completely separate myself from because they were just not healthy for me at this point in my life. It started back in 2022, 2023, somewhere around there. I'm not trying to lie, I guess it was June of 2023. At that point in time, I was like, no, this just isn't working anymore. I go above and beyond for you, and I asked you to do something for me, and it's just, you can't even do that when I hand-fed you everything I set everything up for you. And it's, when you are giving more and they're just taking, that's a lopsided relationship, and that's not okay. So if you are at that point in your life, it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to choose you. So you're going to have to learn to navigate and decide what's important to you and what's not important to you. If it benefits you, great. Keep it, stay with it. There's been friends that I've talked about on this channel that they went one way with their life, not that we were mad at each other, just our lives separated. And 20 some years later, we came back together as friends because she's on her spiritual journey, I'm on my spiritual journey. Like attracts like, and it just brought us back together. That's just how it works. So it's okay to feel sad, but don't be afraid. Don't let fear control you. Know that if person A leaves, person B, C will come in. And it just goes back and forth. Remember, like attracts like. We're a frequency-based universe. What we put out is what we get back. We put a lot of junk out into the world, we're going to get a lot of junk back to us. We put positive and happiness out into the world, we're going to get positive and happiness back to us. While isolation is valuable, finding a supportive community can enrich your journeys. Seek out groups or online communities where you can share your experiences and learn from one another on similar paths. Engaging with a spiritual community can provide encouragement, understanding, and a sense of belonging, helping you to feel less isolated. There are so many different places out there, and it doesn't have to be a church. It can be, but there's groups you can go to, there's retreats you can go to, there's so many different types of spiritual people out there that are on different paths that you can learn from. If you go to something and it doesn't work for you, that's okay. Then you know it's not your thing. If you go to a church and it doesn't work for you, that's okay too. That church isn't for you. Find one that is. Or you can do what I'm doing. Try making a channel, start talking about it. Try engaging with people and see what sticks, see what works. Whatever it is, always choose you. Always put yourself first when it comes to this life. Don't allow people to take advantage of you. Take time, learn who you are, build yourself up, create the life that you want, that you can see yourself having, that's in your mind's eye. Bring that out and make it a reality. And remember, it takes a while. It starts with a thought. Thoughts turn to things. Then you got to get the momentum going. Try to stay on course and don't get distracted. Know who you are. Know your truths and learn how to live it. There's going to be the isolation period. Take the time. Work through your past traumas, work through where you're at. And if you need to go to a therapist, talk to her. By all means, go do whatever it is that you need to do. You don't have to do this journey alone. And as you come out of it, start interacting with people. Find people that are like you. Find people that are like you and start going to do things that you love. Start living your life for you. If that means you want to be a photographer and you are one of these people that are like, I can't spend that amount of money on a camera. Use your camera on your phone. Watch YouTube videos. I don't remember what her new channel is, but she was the Snap Chick. I watched her all the time, and that's how I learned what I learned and how to work all this equipment that I have, the lights and the cameras, and I learned what to buy. It's like what I shoot with. I have my Canon camera I use, and I have my Sony I use to take photos with, even though it broke and I got it get fixed. But that's another story. There's just so much you can do and so much out there. There is a humongous world out there that we can be miserable living in, or we can get out and enjoy it. Go out, find your happiness. And I really want this video to find people that need to hear this message. If you stumbled upon it, I don't think you stumbled upon it. I think it's a synchronicity that is happening for you to find this. And if you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos by me, subscribe. This channel is going to have, it does have a variety of different types of videos on it. And that's how I want it. But I'm rambling, so I'm going to end this video. Remember, Source, God loves you, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.